Congratulations from ESPN Northwest Florida.
And the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce, reaching Bay County and beyond.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! I'm full of water! I stay hot tub! Stay hot tub! Gonna get you hot tub! I'm gonna make it wet! Stay hot tub! Rubber tub and hot tub! Rubber tub with me! Should I get in the hot tub? Yeah! Will it make me sweat? Yeah! Should I get in the hot tub? Yeah! Will it make me wet? Yeah!
Well. Good morning. Welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Wildcat.
Easy for you to say.
How you doing there, Wildcats?
I'm doing just fine. How are you on this fine?
Oh,
yeah, I'm keeping the faith, brother. I'm keeping the faith.
Good job. You spent all that money on one of the great quarterbacks.
I know you're not into NFL, but did you watch Jaguars and that was a pretty good game.
Watched maybe two plays. Why didn't y'all put some money into the offensive line, keep that guy healthy, man?
Whoa.
Why could you not protect your quarterback?
We put all kinds of. How do you protect him from turf toe?
Because we paid 3 players $300 million.
Yeah.
Who cares about the rest of the team?
I mean, don't you have to have 22?
Or depending upon the guy who's got turf toe.
Yeah, really.
Well, we paid Burrow, we paid Higgins, and then we paid Chase. So,
and then we paid Hill, and then we paid.
We're about to pay Higgins.
Oh Lord!
I'm sorry, but the Bengals, they're not going to recover from this year. Obviously, he's supposed to come back in December, maybe.
You said that last year,
and then so he might get warmed up by the end of the season, too late. And then next year, it'll be all about, recovery and getting back into his groove. But then all that money that they spent on offensive line, they're gonna jump ship.
Not only that, the defense is still bad. Like last year, the defense was bad. This year, the defense is also bad. So they got one of the worst front offices in all of football. I mean, you talk about nepotism. His wife's husband, Dick Tobin, is the GM. I mean, they got the smallest scouting staff in all the NFL. They've done this for 20 years. I lived in Cincinnati. We used to go to games with my dad.
Yep.
It's just the same story, different year. I mean, they're going to ruin Joe Burrow. They're going to waste him, completely waste him. I almost want to see him get traded to a team that would actually put some guys around him. I mean, they got exciting wide receivers, but no offensive line, no defense. You can't win in the NFL without no offensive line, no defense.
He's having a hard time staying healthy, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
All right, a couple things. Going to the movie fronts, we always try to encourage you to go to watch high school athletics and not go to movies. But
something good come out?
It's not on the theater. As I mentioned that yesterday, it's on Netflix. It's called Monster. The actor's outstanding. I really like the guy. I don't know his name, but he's really good. He's doing an incredible job. But I always thought, you're too young. Jim will know this. Wildcat remember this, but you're too young. Psycho came out in about 1964, something like that. People back then had never seen a movie like that. It was real graphic. People threw up. People just went nuts over this movie.
And it was in black and white.
It was in black and white. And
he threw up, basically.
Yeah. I didn't see it then. I was young. But anyway, I thought Alfred Hitchcock was just a brilliant. How could anybody think this stuff up? Well, they're going through it's supposedly true, but you know how that is. Suppose it's a true story. All these movies, all these horror movies were made based off what one guy did back in the 50s. In Indiana, and they're showing what he's done. He was mentally, his mother, all screwed up.
Yeah.
So Hitchcock read everything he could about this guy, got all this information, had a guy that knew him, and he got everything they could get. So the way he killed people, the way that he did things, or how he made certain movies, and Psycho was one of them.
Yeah.
And we've only got through 3 or 4 series of it. It's intense. It's not gruesome. It is, but not like you would think.
Not like today's movie gruesome.
No, but you watch it and it pulls you in. You're like, what can he do next? I mean, this guy is nuts. And
this is a new series?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's called Monster.
Remember the chick from The Departed? I can't remember her name. She's super famous now, but they did a series, a precursor to Psycho. They did a series or something up. I don't want to give it away, but that was super intense and super
What's
graphic.
the name of that one?
I can't remember it. That's why I was trying to...
when you guys are talking about movies, I was flipping around the channels and decided to stop on Rod Sterling's Twilight Zone, the old black and white episodes.
Wow. Yeah.
And you know I'm hooked on those things now.
They're still good.
I used to like them back then.
They're only 30 minutes long, so they're not so long.
I really want you to do this. Watch the first two Netflix. It just shows you how Mother can be the greatest thing in the world or can really screw you up. The Mother was really out in left field, man. Real religious. It's something. You got to go watch it. You got to go watch it.
Monster.
Yeah.
Monster.
And then you'll go, oh my God, that's how he thought this up. And they're going through his entire life story. He got what fantasized him was what this particular nurse, or not nurse, but doctor in Nazi, the camps, the torture, what she did to the Jews.
Yeah.
He got off on all that. And he did some of those things to people in Indiana.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable.
You watch some really creepy stuff.
I know, and I usually don't do that. Now, I won't watch it by myself. I make sure
You had the lights on.
Sit there holding Julie's hand.
I've been locking the door.
It makes Julie go downstairs and check and see if anybody's down there after.
That's why he wants a dog, right there.
Hey, this is what we did. So he talks a certain way, Mother, and he's real calm and everything. Oh, and the Perkins guy that played Psycho, the character, well, see, it goes into his story. He's kind of like that guy. The guy... He's gay. Perkins. He was gay. Anyway, it's really interesting. Maybe. All right, I want to switch gears real quick. What do you guys think about this? Paul Feinbaum removed from all ESPN shows after an interview surfaces. Political charge interview where he expressed interest in running for the U.S. Senate as a Republican in the state of Alabama. He talked about Charlie Don, how that affected him. He was interviewed with Clay Travis on ESPN. The Word is going to cancel everything he's seen on any of the other shows, like the Smith guy. What's the big
Stephen A.
Smith and stuff like that. But then again, then somebody from ESPN, vice president, somebody said pushed back on it and said that's totally false. But I watched the show yesterday. He wouldn't confirm or deny it. People were talking about it. And ESPN has ABC. They have done this to other big-time people. They don't go by what their script is, the woke, the craziness, then you're out the door.
Yeah, because Stephen A. said he was going to maybe run for president, didn't he? But as a Democrat, so they're okay with that part of it.
But you can't be a Republican.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But can Feinbaum legally do something about this? He got a law degree, I believe, went to Tennessee. Maybe if they've actually, maybe that's why he's not saying a word. He's pretty smart. If they do this to him, isn't there some kind of recourse that he can do to them?
I'm sure.
But then again, who was a good-looking blonde, really pretty blonde? She said her what she thought about these female.
Wasn't it somebody's wife?
And they kicked her off. Yeah, Ponder.
Yeah, Sam Ponder. Yeah.
She's gorgeous. She was perfect, and they kicked her off. So
what was the other light-skinned black lady that had the lead too? She was very
beautiful.
Sage Steele.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Sage Steele, really good.
They got rid of her.
I know she was a good talent too. I mean, she knew what she was talking about.
I'm just wondering if they didn't get any.
I think Sage Steele did, because she doesn't talk about it a lot, because when she's asked about it, I think she kind of shies away from it. I think she probably signed like an NDA or something.
They may have got something and signed a disclosure contract thing.
Yeah.
You want to take this call?
I'm talking about Feinbaum. I'm talking about Feinbaum.
That's what he wants to talk about.
Who is it?
It's Rob.
We're going to get disclosure here. We can't talk about Alabama football. When are we going to get that one?
Oh, Lord, I told y'all last week, watch out.
Shut up,
I
Jim.
think Florida could take care of Texas. I told you why.
We just didn't have the guts to pick it.
Reverse it this week is the same bad matchup. Alabama versus Missouri's Russian attack. We didn't stop anybody all year. 11 o'clock kickoff. We've had two emotional games. And Vandy, you never said it'd been an emotional game. Game day was there, the revenge game, beating Georgia. Then you got the next week, your biggest rival over the long periods of time was Tennessee.
Right.
You got Missouri this week. Missouri, everything quiet about them. Watch out.
I think Georgia better watch out. This reminds me of that Florida-Texas game. Good defense playing at Auburn. I mean,
at night.
Yeah,
at night.
It's going to be wild. So
let's take this phone call. Good morning, Mr. Rob.
They might have got him. They found him.
Good morning.
Marceau was there.
Good morning, Mr. Rob.
He passed out.
He knows our schedule, so he knows that in a little while we're going to go on a break.
Well, if he had brought those donuts this morning, he could have came sit with us.
There you go.
You got him?
No, he's gone. He hung up.
Well, wouldn't you like to know when somebody's calling?
Wouldn't you like to hang on and wait? Knowing how long
we never make people wait here. You never wait.
Except Michigan Eddie.
Hey, listen, if Laura and I Leighton or Johnny call, we ain't waiting. Just let me know who it is.
Johnny calls up.
I'll just turn them up, tell them to start talking.
Yeah.
That's what I do with Randy.
The Bates Motel?
Yeah.
The movie's based off him, yeah.
Okay, well, that's the series, and that thing's amazing. It's crazy. I mean,
the Bates series?
Yeah.
I've watched that. That's old, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from 2013 to 2017.
We watched that one, too. Thank you very much. You've got to watch The Monster. I was like, how can they think this stuff up? And then they show his life story and it shows how these people found out how to make these movies based on this one guy that did it. He's the first nut out there,
killer.
Yeah, that we know of. So
that's an interesting backstory, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that happened up in Kentucky.
Yeah.
They made a movie about it.
Yeah.
And he ran south.
Yeah, they moved to Panama City Beach, part of the Klan. Fried taters. You got more of those fried taters back there?
Got a purdy mouth,
boy.
I like that mustard.
Maybe the best movie of all.
That second one. That second one about his head.
I whacked it pretty good. Might call an ambulance.
Where are you at? Down there across the street. That was a heck of a movie. What's the name of it?
Sling Blade.
What a movie, man. It was incredible.
Sling Blade, man.
And then in Montgomery, Alabama, my hometown, Sunday.
Yeah, what was all that?
Man, they had
shoot out the OK
blowout. They had to blow out 14 people just blowing each other way down. And I know what street that is. I'm like, you got to be
right
kidding me.
Right down the street from you, wasn't it?
The mayor, not the mayor, the governor stepped in and wants to do a lot of these different things. And the mayor, this idiot mayor, like, we don't need their help. We know what we're doing. Yeah, right. There are people moving out. There are people trying to get out of there. House values have gone to zero. You can't sell your business. You can't do anything. Middle of the day, you better be careful you stop to get gas in Montgomery, Alabama, because you could be the last time you ever get gas. I'm not exaggerating now. I'm telling you the truth.
No, I'm being serious, too. I mean, the dumbest thing is all these, like, mayors and governors of these cities and states, they're like, oh, we don't need no help. Crime's gone down. That's just because they're not arresting people. I mean, if you talk to the people that are there, they're like, no, please come here. That's terrible. People are getting shot every day.
That's a state capital.
I mean, all these cities are horrible, man. You can't even go to a city and feel comfortable. You can just walk around and shop without having a gun on you. And half these states are the strictest gun laws, so you can't have a gun on you.
If you want to go to that bowl game, you better learn where to go, where not to go.
Right.
Anyway, we got to we
found that out in New Orleans.
All right, we get back. We'll call Coach Floyd, find out what's going on at Rutherford, and then we got FSU 7:30. All you need to know about college football. We got the new polls out, everything right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Let's talk about some of our wonderful people. We're one day away from that world-famous J. Michael Spaghetti. Today's special, black beans and rice, quesadillas, but they got the best burgers, steaks, pork chops, seafood like you would not believe. And I don't know, is there a break going on? It was packed out yesterday.
Traffic did seem a lot like...
Something's got to be going on.
Yeah, I don't know, because Pier Park seemed a little bit more busy, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of people down here right now. And if you're in Lynn Haven, you're one day away from 10 wings inside for $9.99. Of course, that's the city commissioner of Lynn Haven, Pat Perno. We love him. Does an incredible job before Braves Lynn Haven. If you've got problems keeping the house cool, well, I think in about the 18th or 19th of this month, it's supposed to be down in the 40s, that cold front, if it's true what they're saying. Yeah. And so you need to get service now, right?
That's right, because when you transition, especially if you got a heat pump, when you transition from air conditioning to turning on the heat, you're more likely going to have some problems. It's a quick fix. They know how to do it, in and out, cheap. It's a way to do it right there.
That's the way to do it, and you need to call Stevenson Air Condition. They're number one. Not even Jason's got one from his store. He got it from his house. I got a brand new unit put in. The most honest, hardworking, best company. Locals taking care of locals. That is Stevenson Air Condition. I know you might see these commercials on TV about other brands, other people. No one can touch Stevenson Air Conditioning. I've had people that use those people you've seen on TV, and guess what? They stopped me at J. Michael and said, hey, he got out there and did what he said he was going to do. They got a new customer for life. They're that good. Stevenson Air Condition. Jason graduated from Mosley High School. Locals, taking care of locals. Now, we're already over in Lynn Haven, okay? We got to go find some jewelry. I got to get Leighton, Lorelei, and Johnny something nice. I can go talk to Russ and Amber.
79 days until Christmas. So if you want to design something one of a kind, you can go there to David Adamson Designer Jewelry. Also, while you're there, designing that one of a kind piece of jewelry, get a free cleaning and jewelry inspection. It's all right there. It's all one-stop shopping. David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Highway 77, Lynn Haven.
You got to put that Christmas by Elvis on. You got to get some of his song. Christmas. All right, we'll be right back. I know you want to hear us sing, but we're going to get out of here. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Here we go. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson will be awarding the Sports Blitz High School Player of the Week. This will go to the outstanding high school football player for each week. The player will receive a gift card from a local restaurant and an ESPN Northwest Florida t-shirt. Coaches, students, parents, and fans, comment on our Facebook page or call in at 850-215-6290 to nominate.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 9 miles per hour coming out of the south and temps near 87. Tonight we will have mostly clear skies and be warm at 73. Mostly sunny tomorrow and a high 88. Mostly sunshine Thursday with a temp of 86. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida, Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Time to let the big dogs eat.
How about that answer by Georgia? In the end zone, touchdown, Georgia!
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's Tuesday. High school football. Speaking of high school football, all you Tiger Sharks down there in Port St. Joe, get out to Taco Bell. They're big-time supporters of Port St. Joe Tiger Sharks. What do we say? Go Tiger Sharks. Who said it? Lorelei and Leighton.
There you go.
High school picks. Let's go this real quick. I don't want to talk about mine. It was pitiful. Jim, you were 6 or 7. Jason, 6 or 7. Brian, 4 or 7. Jeremy, 6 or 7. Tommy was 5 or 7. Kyle was 4 or 7, and I listened to Kyle never do it again. I will never do it again. Let's bring him on right now, the head football coach of the Rams. Coach Floyd, how you doing, Coach?
Doing well. How we doing? Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Big Daddy. Let me ask you this. You had Port St. Joe. Tell us what happened. I was out of town. Tell us what happened. Give us a rundown. Give us some names, and take over. It's yours.
Yes, sir. They came out. They had a 7-minute drive. marched down the field for like 7 minutes, scored. We got the ball. I think we missed a touchdown pass. They scored, and they jumped up on us pretty quick. And, they played pretty solid. A good St. Joe team. Elijah Beard was running the ball pretty solid on the offensive side of the ball, and then on the defensive side of the ball, he was doing pretty solid in the man coverage in the slot. So, they had a good game. I feel like St. Joe was a better team, and it got away. We had our chances on some things, and we missed some opportunities, but at the end of the day, St. Joe was a better team. They ran a couple things on the offense side, like some veer, some midline, and things like that haven't been seen. And on top of, they just came right at us like we said who they were, and they ended up being a superior team on that night, and we want to put that one behind us and just kind of move forward. But Coach Tanner Jones did a great job, and his kids performed well, and we back to work.
That wasn't a district game, though, right?
No, sir.
Okay, so you got everything in front of you. You're still undefeated in the district.
Yeah, but we wanted that one. We want to focus on the game at hand. But it didn't roll our way. That one was kind of tough. Just you don't want to back into district play, man. So everybody was excited to get back to practice and try to get that taste out of our mouths. From the start to the finish, they pretty much controlled the game, and so playing catch up after 14-0 and 41 to 20. 41 to 14 or 21 or something like that. 28-point league at halftime. Just playing catch up and playing from behind with a young team or a veteran team doesn't matter. It's not going to be good for you.
Right.
And you have North Bayhaven this Friday, correct?
Yes, sir. District game.
That is a district game. Okay.
Now,
yes, sir.
And I'm going to say this about North Bayhaven. They've been winning. They're getting better and better. But you go into this playing team that's got a lot of speed, and I don't think they match the speed Port St. Joe has. So I'd rather go against less speed any day of the week. Talk about going forward, this ball game. What do you see offensively and defense from North Fort Myers? Coach is doing a great job over there. They're winning football games. Give us a breakdown of them.
Man, North Haven is a pretty solid team, man. They've been winning games this year. They upset, or whatever you want to call it, last week with Mariana, which was a good win for that ball club. And kind of happy for those guys with all the things they kind of went through with their coaching in the last 5 to 6 years. So, man, and those guys over there are pumped up, they're ready to play. They got a chance to win the district. They got a chance to continue to keep moving forward and make some noise when, some people counted them out early on. So, man, those guys are coming ready to play, and it's going to be an exciting matchup. And, at least we get to keep it in Panama City this year. And, they got a Caleb kid that transferred over from Mosley that does pretty solid. Their quarterback runs around number 9. He can throw a quick release, but, pretty athletic with his feet. And then you got Jaron Coney on the end and Tyler Mercer on the other defensive end that does pretty solid job of stopping the run and attacking the pass. And then also Tyler Mercer play on the other side of the ball at left tackle. I think he's the silent leader on that team, but he's a senior, a pretty tough individual. You got Caleb Kristoff running the football, running downhill, run right at you. Tough kid. Tate Brooks, number 11, pretty lengthy guy, about 6'3", 6'4", probably a little bit taller than that. Basketball kid, go up and get the football. Got him in the middle of the field playing a little post safety. So it's going to be a pretty good football game. We're excited to play against those guys. And, after the performance we had on Friday night, those guys are excited about the matchup. And so we welcome it and, just focus on trying to get a district win and get a win, period, after being in the loss column last week and trying to get that taste out of our mouths.
How physical are they? Do you feel like you guys match up physically with North Bayhaven?
I think so, but I think they got some guys up front that are pretty physical, and it's going to be a physical ball game. I want to say it's our cross-town rival, but it's a rival game. It's in town. Everybody's in Panama City. We in the district, so those guys are probably going to be a little bit more physical, a little bit more fast when it comes down to the adrenaline they have in the beginning of the game. So there's no overlooking these guys. These guys come to play football, and they got a district championship in their eyes, and likewise on our side of the town. So it's going to be a pretty good ball game, and we're excited to get that challenge.
What do they do on the defense? They are odd man front, even? What do they do?
They run even man front. They'll do a little cover 3, do a little man. But those two DNs are pretty solid, trying to punch and squeeze, set the edge. So those guys, and they got a linebacker in Chase Lee. I don't want to forget that young man. He's number 19 and transferred over from Moses. That is a pretty solid. I think he's probably one of the better football players around. So they're gonna run an even front and try to keep boxes in, try to keep the quarterback in the pocket, and try to man up the receivers if they can. If not, they're going to try to put pressure on us just to try to get the quarterback moving out of the pocket and try to get rid of it quick to force us to make a mistake.
Now, is this homecoming for you guys?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Did you guys come out pretty healthy? I mean, was there anything major that, came up in the Port St. Joe game? And how has this week started out as far as practice, being this is a district game, you got everything in front of you?
Well, I mean, a lot of it probably don't have, I won't say it doesn't have to do anything with the district game, just coming out to that loss. In front of your home fans and not being able to get a win in front of those to go into homecoming, just the practice guys have kind of been excited to get back there to try to get it out of their mouth so they can start, trying to continue to rewrite the script and try to get after it. It was mostly a mental day, trying to get the installs in and then, shine and polish some of the stuff that we already went through for whatever the game plan was, kind of iron out, let the guys know what the checks are, what to get into, what to get out of, and things like that. So it was a pretty decent Monday. We was able to practice up until about 5:45. That's when the lightning started striking. The bottom dropped out a little early, but it lightened up a little bit, so we stayed out there. But once the lightning came, we kind of got out of there. But we was able to get almost a full day of practice in, minus the conditioning. I wish we was able to get some of that just for, we want to run a little bit Friday night, kind of get them out there and do what we need to do.
Coach Floyd, appreciate you, buddy. Good luck to you. We will talk to you next Tuesday. Go Rams.
All right, yes, sir. I appreciate you guys.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, here's what we got going on this week in high school football. Arnold will be at Fort Walton Beach. Bay High School's at West Florida. Wewall at, I don't know who they're at. Mosley at Niceville. Rutherford versus Bayhaven. Walton versus Pensacola Catholic. Vernon versus Holmes County. Port St. Joe at Chipley. Sneeze versus Jefferson County, South Walton versus Freeport. That's a rival game right there. So we got a good lineup for high school football this week. Just get out there and support those kids.
Mosley, Niceville.
Yep. It's not the old Niceville we used to.
That's why they need to go there and beat them down.
They weren't as good as what I expected. Yeah. That was 2 weeks ago. Maybe they got better. We'll see.
Everybody transferred to Choctaw.
Yeah, Choctaw was really good.
Don't start any more problems.
Oh, why not? It's early.
I tell you what, speaking of early, Max Fit Sports Nutrition, do you want to look better, feel better? Need help getting sleep, need help with your cholesterol. Went to the heart doctor yesterday, by the way, Jason. And
it's perfect.
I'll tell you, well, blood pressure's high. Besides that, I got to talk to you. All right.
Have a good donut.
Hey, Rob, bring us a donut. We'll let you talk. What do you got for us, Dave? Where are you located? Where can we get up with you? What's the best time to get up with Jason Kovaleski?
We're on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village and in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods. At both locations, we have a free sample bar, which is kind of unique to Max Fit. You come in, try our pre-workouts, proteins, amino acids, get the right product for you. That way you're not just, taking something, take it to the house that you'll never use. We got a lot of hydration products, multivitamins. We got our BPC peptides for healing, test boosters. We got a lot of stuff. If you can just come in and let us sit down, talk to you, we can get you on the right direction, and you can try products before you buy them.
You can't beat it if you got a son and daughter involved in sports. You want the edge to try to get a scholarship, which is difficult, very difficult. Now, more than it's ever been. You need to go by and see Jason Kovaleski. What you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, what you should take, what you shouldn't, rest, workout, everything. The guy knows what he's talking about. Jason Kovaleski, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Dr. Ward, love him. Listen tomorrow, 7:30. I can't remember. I don't think he did that well on the picks this past week. He picked Texas. I told him, man, watch out for them Gators. Anyway, Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 adult skin cancer. It can be deadly, especially melanoma. If you doesn't look right on your body, doesn't feel right, anything, you just got any questions at all, especially if you're female, breast cancer, skin cancer, you got to be protective. Go see Dr. Ward at his office throughout the Panhandle, Florida. Again, remember to listen to him tomorrow, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. This Saturday, maybe, Jason, this Saturday we can get together after the Ohio State game. We're going to get down there around 2:30, 3 o'clock, watch that kickoff. At 11 o'clock, I got 2 TV. I'll be watching 2 games at home. But we're going to get down there. You need to come walk at. You cannot beat. Think about this. Okay. 50-cent wings. You buy 20 wings, which you can't eat all of them. That's $10. You buy a $5 pitcher. That's all you need. You can't beat this deal anywhere in this town.
He'll bring his own jug. He doesn't need to buy the pitcher.
They won't let you bring that jug in. You cannot do that.
They won't.
That's what they always say.
That's what she said. Anyway, wear your school colors. They got 27-plus TVs. They open up at 10 o'clock. They got brunch on Saturdays. Sunday, the North Shore Jazz Band's there from 10 o'clock to 12. They're incredible. Then when the game starts, you get your LSU shirt on. LSU scores a touchdown, you get a free Jell-O shot. Just go ask nicely. Same thing with the Saints. Wear that jersey, get a free Jell-O shot. I think the Saints won yesterday. But anyway, the legendary That Cajun place on Thomas Drive. Go check it out. We think you'll love it. Again, we're going to be in around 2:30. Come visit with us. We'll have our stuff on, and we're ready to go. We'll be right back. 104.3. Oh, wait a minute. Can I say one other thing? Tomorrow, 8:30, the voice of the Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart, will be visiting with us 8:30 to 9 o'clock. All you need to know about the Alabama Crimson Tide. Trap game, baby. Trap game. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Taco Bell is now on DoorDash in Port St. Joe. That's right, you can enjoy craveable tacos, burritos, and more delivered right to your door. Craving a late-night snack? Taco Bell in Port St. Joe has you covered. Open until 1, 7 days a week. Plus, start your day off with their delicious breakfast menu, available until 10 a.m. Taco Bell, where the craveable comes true. Taco Bell, now on DoorDash in Port St. Joe.
Go Tiger Sharks.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions. Or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport. The best place in town to take a leak.
College football isn't life and death. It's much more important than that. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! FSU Update is brought to you by Newbies. Get one of the four Newbies, have a great time. Newbies Still in the Curve. Go watch all high school. Go watch all NFL college football games. Head on down to the mothership. Charlotte's going to have the best entertainment for you. Do what Glenn does. St. Andrews. You don't want to come over to Panama City Beach. St. Andrews, the big, beautiful blue facility. Sit outside, look at that beautiful water, the moon, the stars. Have a great time. Gets cold, go inside. Fireplace, just have a great time at one of the four Newbies. Tell them Coach says, Jim, what do you got for us today on FSU?
All right, well, it's almost halfway in the season, and I thought it'd be a good information if kind of everybody know where Florida State sits in the ACC. Because I'll be honest, I didn't know a whole lot about the ACC. I don't really follow them as like the Big Ten and the SEC and that. So I looked it up. Here's where we're at. There's 16 teams in the ACC. They're broken down like 3 groups of 5. There's the 0-loss teams, there's the 1-loss teams, there's 2-loss teams, and then Boston College is 0-3. Yeah. All right, so they're not even a factor. Here are the teams that have no ACC losses, and this is no particular order, okay? Just based on who has the most. Virginia's 3-0, Duke is 3-0, Georgia Tech is 2-0, SMU is 1-0. I kind of forgot about them. They made a playoffs last year, but I forget about them. Miami 1-0, obviously the best of that group. All right. For the one-loss teams, there's 5 of those. Louisville 1-1, Cal 1-1. They're not a factor. Pitt 1-1. Stanford 1-1. Virginia Tech 1-1. Hey, where's Florida State and Clemson? Well, we're getting there. Here's the 2-loss teams. The 2-loss teams. North Carolina State 1-2. Florida State 0-2. Wake Forest 1-2. Syracuse 1-2. Clemson 1-2. So, the teams that so many talking head experts picked, both have 2 losses. And I don't mean to be the master of disaster, the bringer of bad news. I don't see how Florida State can make the playoffs. I don't. I mean, you got 2 losses right now. You got 10 teams ahead of you in your own conference that have a better record than you. So even if there's chaos and even if those teams knock themselves off, which they will, you still have 2 losses. I think they'll get better. I think they'll win probably 8 games or so. But making the playoffs, man, I didn't realize it was as bleak as what it looks like on paper. Maybe I don't know.
They really got to run the table, and they need Florida to kind of win out and make that a big game at the end of the game, because they just don't have anything left on their schedule that's like screams, okay, they deserve to be in.
Right.
It depends on what. But we say that. It depends on what happens to the rest of the country.
Yeah, for sure.
And look at this year. Every week, people are getting beat.
Right.
Yep.
I don't think they're out of it.
But there's 10 teams ahead of them, James. 10 in their own league.
You take 12 in the top 12.
In their own conference.
They take 12. They can still win it. Be 10-2.
So is Miami going to drop off the table? Yeah,
no. Miami's in.
Georgia Tech, they're doing pretty good. Those are of the ones that are undefeated in the SEC. I think those are or ACC rather. I think those are the 2 best. That's just my opinion. Virginia, I think they're a one-trick pony. I think they're going to come back down to earth here eventually. But
tell you what, they look pretty good right now.
Yeah, they played really well the other day. So is it impossible?
No.
Is it probable? I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But you just can't lay any more eggs. You just can't. Your egg laying days are done. I mean, you got to go out there and you got to play well. No excuses. Just go out and play.
But let's be honest. They were 2-10 last year. I don't think coming into the season, any Florida State fan had any delusions that they were a playoff team. But they beat Alabama. Then hope starts to creep in. Hope's one of the worst things you can have. But
if they can go 9-3, that's a heck of a
job for them. No question.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're just a year away. They got to continue to start to stack high school recruits. We've talked about this before. They rely a lot on the portal. I think they got to bring in a quarterback and develop him within. Even if you go hit the portal, having Julian Sain as a redshirt freshman is much different than bringing him in as a true freshman and throwing him to the Wolves. But I think they're going in the right direction. I know Florida State fans don't want to hear that, but I will say this: Miami's impressive. I mean, that game was not as close as it was on paper. Miami made it way closer. It was 28-3 going into the 4th quarter, and then Cristobal kind of tightened up a little bit.
Right.
But that's no shame losing to Miami. I mean, Miami's stacked on the offensive line. They're stacked on the defensive line. They got a veteran quarterback that's in his 5th or 6th year. So that's a good football team. So Florida State's just a little away, but they're improving.
All right.
We shall see.
Could be worse. Could be Clemson.
Yeah.
Everybody, Dabo. Yeah, we're going to go 16-0 this year. Okay, how's that working out for you?
But the one thing they can't do is let that locker room collapse like it did last year. The first anniversary last year, they didn't have a leader there. I think Castellanos is a leader. I think they'll do a lot better, but they got to finish this season out. And if you don't make the playoffs, that's fine. But your goal should still be to make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, and they have Pitt this week, and Pitt
that's a tough game.
3-2 overall, 1-1 in the league, so that won't be a gimme by any stretch of imagination.
And that's in Tallahassee, right?
Correct.
11 o'clock kickoff.
That'll be a good game for them then. So we'll see where they're at mentally and how that locker room is.
Bounce back game, get it done. I think they will too. They got good receivers. They just got to get the ball to them somehow. The quarterback's a good runner. Again, his passing. He throws off back. Of course, he's been pressured too. Right. It's not all on him. He's being pressured big time.
I mean, Miami's defensive line controlled that game. I mean,
how many turnovers did they have?
I think 3.
2 or 3, yeah.
If they don't do that, who knows?
I mean, they outgained Miami. They had more first downs than Miami. I mean, they lost the turnover battle. I mean, I'm not saying they were better, don't get me wrong, or some close game. It was closer at the end, but they did give Miami every opportunity to make that score.
They were saying, some of the fans, like, why did he do all these trick plays and all this stuff? Now that it worked, everybody be going, oh, man, what a guy. And they almost did. So
that's what a Gus Malzahn offense is. I mean, they utilize the quarterback to run. They do a lot of trick plays, a lot of misdirection. That's what the offense is predicated on.
But we all said up front, it looked like the big edge was Miami on both sides of the ball. Right. Their offensive line is big, huge, physical, man. They're pretty good.
They have two of the best offensive, defensive line combinations in the country. I mean, they're going to be a problem for anybody. I don't care if you're Ohio State. I don't care if you're Georgia. I don't care if you're Ole Miss. They're going to be a problem.
Yeah, and again, getting back to what Jim was bringing up, it looks like it's going to be a long shot for them to get in. But if you're an FSU fan, anything can happen.
If you went out, you're in.
Yeah, maybe.
I think 10-2 gets them in because they still have a little bit of meat on the bone.
Again, it depends on what happens in the other leagues,
right?
And who's lost. And we don't know this committee. They can say strength of schedule matters. If Virginia keeps winning, that's good for FSU. Alabama keeps winning, that's good for FSU because that's the biggest win. And then if Miami continues to win, which we all think they will, so that you would think they're in pretty good shape, right? If Florida keeps winning.
If Florida keeps winning and Napier saves his job and Florida fans are pulling their hair out right now, then that would be a good win for them. Right. Plus, people don't realize when you look at other conferences, Penn State may have eliminated themselves. That's a spot that everybody had put them in Penn. They're in the playoffs. There's no way. So there's an open spot right there for either the ACC or second or third ACC or maybe a fifth SEC team.
You know what's killed them, though, to lose? If they had lost, I don't even know if they play them or not, but if they'd have lost, say, to Oregon, you're okay losing to Oregon. You're okay losing to Ohio State.
Right.
You can't lose to UCLA.
No.
They tried to storm the field. They didn't have enough people to storm the field. I mean, they didn't even find them. The people came to the field.
It just looked like
know.
the parents that came down to see their kids.
They didn't even find them for that.
Any concessionaires want to come on down the field, bring your hot dogs with popcorn.
But say they lost a close game, say Michigan, Illinois, or Indiana. Indiana, just a close game. With 3 losses, they could have got in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
That was always the thing about Franklin. He couldn't win the top 5 matchups, but he won everything else.
And you both told me, and I was like on his way, but I thought this was the year they're finally going to get it done.
I was really surprised at their defense. Knowles was paid.
They paid $3 million.
Highest paid defensive coordinator in the country. Surprise! Talent matters, and it looks like Ohio State has a little bit more talent than Penn State. And there's a reason they didn't match that offer.
They don't have a Caleb Downs.
No, and they don't have that front four, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles. I mean, they're just.
But they are a lot better than what they showed.
100%.
They got players.
They made no adjustments. I mean, the quarterback run. What did he run for 100-some yards?
120-something.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely unforgivable for a defense coordinator of that magnitude. Like, you have to put a spy on them. If you watch Ohio State, they don't just rush upfield at the passer, and that's what Penn State was doing. Their defense ends are flying upfield. He would take the ball, run right between the guard and tackle, and he'd run for 15, 20 yards, and they couldn't stop it. He scored like 3 times on the play. Yeah. They weren't doing anything special. I was sitting there watching the game, and they were in a base defense in a goal line situation, and he did this a lot at Ohio State, just conceding a first down. I'm like, he did that against Oregon. They could have got off the field against Oregon. It was 4th and 2 in the first overtime. They're in a base defense, and Oregon ran a big, heavy offensive line, come in and ran it right there, first down, easy. And I'm like, that's when you have the opportunity to win the game. It's 4th and 2 in overtime. You have the lead, and you're in a base defense on 4th and 1. Just give them the first down. Who cares if they get the first down and it's first to goal from the 3? They're probably going to score 98% of the time from the 3-yard line with first and goal. I just don't get it. I don't know. A lot of Penn State fans think we sent them over there to sabotage them.
You did.
Thank you.
Hey, you're talking about going to FSU's chances. If Florida went out would really help them. Even if Florida just lost one more ball game, but they got A&M at A&M. Mississippi State turned out to be better than what we all thought. I watched them. The score is misleading against A&M. They played hard, man. Those kids did not give up. They played hard. They pulled away at the end, but it was a game for 3 quarters. Then they got 2 weeks to get ready for Georgia. Georgia's beatable. They've got Kentucky. We all know what a cupcake game that is, Wildcat.
Shut up.
Then you're at Ole Miss. Ole Miss, I think, has got a good ball club. Tennessee, it's still early. We don't know that much about Tennessee. We're going to know more about them this week and next week. Then they got FSU. So Florida actually could, these last 6, 7 games, they could win 4 of them, I think. They can win more than that.
Does that save his job?
It all depends on Lagway. We've said it all year. Which Lagway's going to show up?
I mean, we talked about it on Friday before the game. If we had any indication that Lagway could be just decent in that game, I would have picked Florida to beat him. We have no indication of that. He threw 5 interceptions against LSU. The game after that, he was terrible.
They could have easily beaten LSU, South Florida, and we wouldn't be everybody going nuts.
5 interceptions against LSU. You can't win a game like that.
No, you can't.
This one gets A&M. The difference there is that quarterback for A&M can run and throw.
Yeah, he's been good.
He's
Marcel
pretty good.
Reed.
It's going to be a heck of a football game. I still think they get Mississippi State at home. This could be the year they upset Georgia, man.
The thing I've looked at the SEC is parity. I don't see any elite teams, but there's a lot of teams that are just very, very good that maybe have some flaws. Now, they can all get better and maybe creep into that top category, but there's probably 6 or 7 teams right there just below that elite level.
Look at Georgia. Georgia's got Auburn, and everybody thinks that's a win. Watch out now. Watch out for that game.
That reminds me a lot of Texas, Florida right there.
Defense can stop them.
At Auburn, at night. I mean, defense is really good.
Then the next week, they got Ole Miss, and then they got Florida. They got Ole Miss at home, though, and they got Florida neutral site.
So talking about Georgia right now.
Georgia, yeah.
We're gonna find out a lot about Ole Miss in that game.
A lot. They're gonna be more and more losses. If you go 9-3, 10-2, you've had a heck of a year. You really have.
And Vanderbilt looked pretty good to me. I know the score didn't indicate it, and they made a turnover early in that game when they're going in 14-0. But I didn't look at that game as just Pavia or whatever his name is, the 8th-year quarterback. I thought their defense played really well, tackled pretty good, and I thought they had a pretty good run game considering who they were playing.
Yeah, I tell you, Alabama's offense is getting better. I love the offensive coordinator. He's the difference this year compared to last year. There's no doubt about that. All right, let's talk about some of our wonderful people. Appreciate all of them. The legendary Chad Mitchell, one of the first doctors ever to be trained in robotic surgery. The guy's incredible. Listen to Chad every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. If you got any type of injury, call, make an appointment. Go see Chad Mitchell. This is his 26 years on Bay County sideline. The guy's a legend. I want to thank Newbies again for the FSU update. John and Sharp, appreciate them. Steve's Bike Shop. Steve is Burnshaw is the head swim coach at Mosley High School. You can't get more local than that. He's been in business since 1979. They're right across the street from Sam's. They got every kind of bike you can think of. They've got electrical bikes, new and used. They'll give you a deal. They're incredible. Got bikes screwed up. It's broke down. Take it to Steve. He'll fix it up for you. Do a great job. Wear a helmet. Steve's Bike Shop. Locals taking care of locals right there on 23rd Street. Kyle Vandergrift, the legend. Kyle Vandergrift. Listen to him every Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. They've got a general contracting. It's called TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. They can build and design anything, commercial, residential. It doesn't matter. If you get a phone call from your insurance company, they go, look, your roof's 15 years old. Well, wait a minute. It's supposed to last 20, 30 years. I don't care. If you want us to keep you covering you on your insurance policy, you got to get a new roof. Call Vandy Roofing. They do all the deal. They know it all.
They got the paperwork and the ins and the outs.
They got the ins and the outs. They'll do a great job. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Coming up on October 31st, it's the Cal G Squires inaugural golf tournament benefiting the Angel House Bereavement Center, the only provider of clinical grief counseling in Bay County. Costumes are encouraged for this fun day at Bay Point. Prizes for a hole-in-one, longest drive, closest to the pin, and best costume. To register you or your team, go to angelhousebci.org.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 9 miles per hour coming out of the south and temps near 87. Tonight we will have mostly clear skies and be warm at 73. Mostly sunny tomorrow and a high 88. Mostly sunshine Thursday with a temp of 86. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida, Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
The number one SEC call-in show is now twice as big. It's double the Paul Feinbaum Show. Weeknights starting at 6.
Okay, but also go faster.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We had something happen this year that hadn't happened in a long time, maybe in the history of college football. They said it was. Fastest teams to ever go preseason, ranked number one, not just them, and the other one from the Big Ten, Penn State. Texas and Penn State to drop out of the top 25. That's pretty... Did you think that would happen? Seriously? Did you?
No.
No.
If you told me, what week we in, 6, 7, that Texas would not be ranked in the top 25 and Penn State would not be ranked in the top 25, both were playoff teams last year, and now they're not even ranked. And I'll be honest with you, I knew Texas was going to struggle with Florida because they were just like Florida State. They had 3 cupcakes. Then they had to get used to that speed again of a good football team. Right. And it was the same thing with Texas, who they were playing, who they were beating. They did have the big build-up game, got beat by Ohio State. And I thought they were a pretty good team that game. They believed
the defense played really well. The run game was actually pretty good that day.
Yeah, a lot better than it is now.
Yeah.
But after that, man, Sam Houston, UTEP, San Jose State, and then off week, then Florida. So they went a whole month without being tested at all.
And you know what? I thought of this a lot. I've been thinking about this, about Arch Manning in particular. It really just galls me that the people who push him, he's going to be the Heisman, he's going to be the first pick, he's the greatest quarterback who's ever played. The people who put that stuff out there, they have no accountability whatsoever. Okay? You know, you're setting these unrealistic, crazy expectations for him, and if he doesn't, if he does do it, you look like a genius. But if it doesn't, if it goes south a little bit, nothing comes back on you. All those people running their mouth about how good he is, this, that, and the other.
Paul Feinbaum.
It's just like, I don't know what I'm really saying here. Like, I wish there was some kind of accountability for the people who say that crap.
I would just wish they watched his high school film because you knew then that, hey, this guy might be pretty good, but he's a 2-3 year project.
I'll tell you another one. Drew Aller's the same way.
I've never seen
he's
that.
He's going to be like, no, he's not.
He's got NFL size, but, he lacks decision making, that quick release. I mean, he's, very slow, so they run him like Michael Vick.
Did you guys watch the game at all, Texas, Florida?
I was watching both those at the same time.
The Texas people that went there, I just got this text from this guy knows what he's talking about. Texas fan says the loudest environment they've ever seen. And the swamp, have you been to the swamp?
Oh, yeah.
They're on top of it. It is loud. They were riled up. They did a great job. They had penalties. They had false starts. They had things like that. So this week, though, Gators, you're going to go for and play 107,000 people that are loud and crazy, and they're on top of you also. Everything kind of flips this week for Florida.
I still think they have a chance.
I do too.
It's going to be a really good game. That defense is nasty, and they had some guys hurt. If they can get any of those guys back, it's going to keep them in a lot of games. The only game that really got away from them was probably Miami.
Let's look and see if you agree with this. This is the 5 overrated teams, Week 7 in the AP poll. Number 11, LSU. What's going on there? I have no idea. The quarterback, he's got to be hurt. There's something. Everybody's saying there's something wrong. Yeah, there's got to be something wrong. You would think they'd be a lot better offensively. Now, they've only lost one football game. but they think that they're overranked at 11. I don't know. I don't know. They lost Ole Miss. They beat Clemson. Clemson, so what? They beat Clemson, so what? Number 13, Georgia Tech. I don't know, man. I think they're pretty good. They should have beat Georgia last year. They had a good year this year.
Should have lost to Wake Forest. There's a clear.
I think that's the reason they got them on there. Yeah, at 13th. 17th, Illinois. They most embarrassing loss in college football this year. But then the next week, man, they look like world beaters. And I saw USC the week before. The offense looked good skilled players. What do you think about 17th for Illinois? Are they overrated?
I think they're about right.
Yeah, the thing with Illinois, they look terrible against Indiana, but they played really well against USC, and they played well against Purdue, and that's Purdue. But that's an in-state rival. For them, that's a big deal. They're pretty good on offense. Defense, they're struggling, I think. But the worst loss is not Indiana and Illinois. The worst loss is Penn State to UCLA, to me. And it's not even close.
Yeah.
There's no other game in the same stratosphere as that one.
For not in the last 20 years.
I mean, are you kidding?
I think it was going back to the 60s where the team that was rated top 10 lost to an 0-4 team.
Right.
I mean, it's terrible loss.
And
that's an Appalachian State.
They had UCLA, one of the worst teams in all of college football.
And they were. They deserved it.
Yeah. All right, what do you think about this one? Iowa State ranked 22nd. They lost to Cincinnati. Are they overranked?
I think that's about right.
Probably,
look, when you get past the top 12, 13, 14 teams, there's a lot of overrated teams, but guess what?
I think the top 10's got some overrated people.
I just think there's a lot of average teams out there and only a few very, very good teams.
All right, this one here.
But Iowa State, to me, is ranked well. They got a good quarterback. Cincinnati's actually been good. I trust the hire of Satterfield. I apologize, UC fans and administration. He's doing a phenomenal job up there to win that game. They're in the thick of it to win the Big 12.
All right, this is the last one they picked. It's the 5 most overrated teams in the AB poll, week 7. FSU at 25. They lost to Virginia, which has not lost a game. They lost to Miami, which is national championship contender. What do you think? They beat their big win, Alabama. The rest of the schedule's been cupcakes.
As long as they don't just completely give up on the season, I think top 20.
But right now, you think they're okay?
I think so. I mean,
they're 25. They're not like the top 3.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Okay, here
they
you
got
go.
Athletes, man.
Here it was again. The most overrated teams, according to the experts. Number 11, LSU. Number 13, Georgia Tech. 17, Illinois. 22, Iowa State, and 25, FSU.
Okay, so let me clear the room. Penn State's overrated, and
Penn
Texas.
State.
So
they're not even ranked anymore.
I know, but they're still overrated.
You know,
they are in one poll.
And I'm not a big Sark fan. I'm not a big Texas fan. But Sark said something that's really true. You know, his 2 losses are at Ohio State and at Florida.
Right.
Y'all go play there.
You got to give him there's a little bit of truth in that, but still, I mean,
my biggest question is this: if Arch continues to play like he has the first part of the season throughout the end of the season, do they at all think about disrupting the Royal family, the Manning family, and go out and get a portal quarterback to compete for that job? Because
personally, I would say yes.
You have to. I mean, you're responsible for all 85 kids on that team.
Yeah,
not
it's your
just
job
one.
to win.
Yeah, and we saw this with Ohio State. Kyle McCord was the incumbent coming back.
He's
Ryan
way
Day
better than Arch Manning.
Sat him down and said, look, we're bringing in Will Howard to compete with you because they weren't 100% convinced. And to me, that's the difference between Day and Sark right now. He's doing everything he can to win. At some point, you got to look at Arch and see what he is for what he is, and that's just an average quarterback.
The ball coach knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Amen, baby. And the old ball coach said, hey, you're going to see a different Florida team against Texas. Nobody listened to him. I listened to him. All right, here we go. I don't know if you heard this yet or not. Miami, South Carolina have canceled their home-and-home football series. They were going to play in 2026 and 2027. That game no longer will be played.
Does it say who canceled it? Because that makes a difference to me.
I'd probably think it'd be South Carolina.
South Carolina and who?
Miami
Hurricanes.
Miami.
Yeah. And I don't know if they do they know something about, will Miami be in the Big Ten? Miami be in the SEC? I don't know. We don't know what's being said behind the scenes.
No.
I got to ask you guys this. I meant to ask you last week. I saw it, and then you kind of hit on it yesterday in the gym. This $2 billion deal for the Big Ten. Explain to me what that was.
It's private equity. It's something you don't want. I mean, unless you're starving for money, which I can't see the Big Ten is.
So it's the mob.
Basically.
Yeah.
You're taking a very high interest loan and getting the money up front so they can spend money on facilities, players, stuff like that. But then this, equity fund becomes a partner in the Big Ten. So they'll be like the 18th or 17th team, but they're going to draw because they want a return on their investment. And to me, that doesn't make any sense. As much money as the Big Ten's making, that's like nothing we want to touch. Private equity ruins everything.
What do they want, 17% return?
I don't think so. I think they want to be an equal partner in the TV deals in the future. So they'd be like the 18th team or something like that and have some. They can't sit on the board. They can't have any decision making, but they want to have some input on it.
And their commissioners really think about doing this?
There's a lot of pushback from Ohio State, Michigan. Like Ohio State, Michigan basically said, we want 75% of that money. We're 75% of the income. If we're going to do a private equity deal, we can go out on our own and do a private equity deal and make more money than what you're trying to give us. So Ohio State, Michigan don't want it. And because you need to be unanimous on something like that, I don't see it happening.
Do they really? I mean, you would think they do. They are the Big Ten. You go back to when it's always been Michigan, Ohio State. That's the teams, no doubt about that. And not just Big Ten, but nationally, those are the teams. Do they really have all the power behind the scenes?
100%.
But you got all these other votes now.
But listen to this. Where we're at now, look at Notre Dame. Ohio State could go independent, Michigan go to independent, and they could make way more money than what they're making right now within the Big Ten. So they're like, hey, if we're going to bring in 90% of the revenue, we want 90% of the revenue, Yeah. So that's not saying they're going to cut the head off the rest of the conference and demean them, but, when Oregon only gets a 50% share, UCLA 50%, USC 50%. USC might get a little bit more, but Oregon took a lesser payout to come to the Big Ten.
Yeah. And Penn State's got a big name, and Oregon's got a big name now.
Yeah.
But they're not compared to Ohio State, Michigan. They're not.
Look at the viewership. I mean, of every Ohio State, Michigan game, they're in the top 10 of all the college football games in the country.
Ohio State's got like the biggest alumni group in the world.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, they bring eyeballs.
Watch any game when they're on the road and look at all the red jerseys.
And just look at the NFL now. I mean, they're littered everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an infomercial for wide receivers at Ohio State.
Well, let's talk about something right now. Let's talk about our good buddy Patrick. You want your yard to look like a golf course. We all do. Now, you got bugs in your house. You don't want to deal with that. All you got to do is call Turf Pro Pest Control. You talking about local? Nobody's more local than Patrick. His daughter's a beautiful cheerleader at Moses. She was on the homecoming court. Looks just like her mama. Just beautiful. Not so much Patrick. But anyway, Patrick's a great guy. Listen, Patrick, every Monday right here, he's going to hit me. Every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida, he'll make your yard look like a golf course. His trucks throughout the Panhandle, Florida, they're everywhere. They're an incredible job. And if you got bugs, you want them gone, it's Patrick. Call Turf Pro Pest Control. They'll take care of you, no doubt about that. Jason Kovaleski's with us right now. Jason, Max Fit Sports Nutrition, to look better, to feel better. We don't need to go to some store and some national brand. We need to go to local people that know what they're doing, that can spend time with us and tell us what we need to do, what we shouldn't be doing, what we should eat, what we shouldn't. Where are you guys located, and how do we get up with you?
We're on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village and Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods. You can come by either location. We carry some of the best brands. I mean, we carry Transparent Labs. I mean, we have the best price on all Transparent Labs products in the Panama City area. We're running a special 15% off through the end of October. Come in, try some of their products on the sample bar, and get your discount on some of the best products out there.
All right, don't forget tomorrow at 8:30. We're going to switch it up on you tomorrow. Gator Update will be at 8 with Mark McLeod. And at 8:30, the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart, will be visiting with us at 8:30. Make sure you tune in for that. If you're not an Alabama fan, turn and listen to it. He's got some insights on everything that's going on in college football. Chris Stewart's a great guy, the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide. I met him at the Hoover ballpark watching the baseball games up there. Spent some time with him. Really a great guy. That's when he was doing the Nick Saban show. It was him and Nick Saban. He did that. And I was asking questions about Nick. He was very guarded, what he should and shouldn't say. Really cool guy.
It's from the big time then.
Oh, big time. Doesn't get bigger than this. And then on Thursday, who we got? Andy Burcham, Auburn Tigers, man. He can't beat it. Right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Be right back with Alabama. I worry about the Crimson Tide, 11 o'clock kickoff, Missouri. Watch out. Watch out. It's all about the matchup.
Northwest Florida. The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Only allowed 20 points and lost the game.
Hey, Swamp Dog, I apologize for interrupting. We have a guest weighing in. We'll come back to you in a minute if that's okay. Hey, Rich.
I'm happy to be here as well, although it is very awkward. I was known in high school as Swamp Dog. You know, I don't mean to steal any thunder, but here I am.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 9 miles per hour coming out of the south and temps near 87. Tonight we will have mostly clear skies and be warm at 73. Mostly sunny tomorrow and a high 88. Mostly sunshine Thursday with a temp of 86. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida, Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you looking to invest in rare coins and precious metals? Well, look no further. Coin and Bullion Reserves is Bay County's trusted source for rare coins and precious metals. Located in the heart of Panama City, our showroom is stocked with a vast selection of gold and silver bullion, rare coins, and currency. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned collector, we have what you're looking for. Our sales staff has over 50 years of experience to help guide you through your purchase. Come and visit Coin and Bullion Reserves today and build your collection with confidence.
PLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions. Or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport. The best place in town to take a leak.
You don't know what his problem is. But it's probably hard to pronounce and untreatable.
That don't feel so good.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
I was impressed with Saturday.
All right, we are back live, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Alabama Updates brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. We always brag on Jason. He's incredible. Graduated from Mosley High School. Locals taking care of locals. They've knocked it out of the ballpark. That company's expanded. Don't go national. Go Stevenson Air Conditioning. You want it done right the first time, every time. They're always on time. That's Stevenson. That's pretty good. Record that. Make sure you keep that. I'll never think that again.
Yeah, you'll never be that good again.
That was good.
I was impressed with Saturday's game with Alabama. I was impressed.
They got to win their revenge game. They had game day there. They had two emotional games back to back. Georgia. It's kind of weird to say it's emotional game.
Is that what it takes? They got to have a lot of cameras and national.
Got to get them waked up. Got to get them going, man. Got to be motivated.
I just want to throw this out before you get any farther, because he played for the Browns too. Johnny Manziel might be one of the biggest idiots of all time. Why is he with a Vanderbilt jersey, and then he acts like he's dapping him up after, like, you jerk, just go away, go home.
Why isn't he at the A&M game?
One thing, though, I will say this. It didn't help when you're Alabama fans, and they're going to get mad at me, when you're flipping him off, you know how he is. So he reacted the wrong way and did it back to the guys doing it to him.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, and then when the quarterback was leaving the field, as a grown man, leaning over, chewing him out, cussing him out, so they have words. I'm like, leave the kids alone. This is college football. It's not the NFL. Let's enjoy them. Let them go off the field. Keep our mouth shut.
Right.
It's all changing.
Of course, Bobby is like 33 years old, so he can handle himself.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you start making millions of dollars. You start getting millions of haters.
All right, Alabama ranked number 8th in one poll at number 14th, Missouri, 11 o'clock kickoff ABC. Alabama's allowed 7 yards per carry rush versus Georgia and Vandy. They're both last two games. Alabama did win both games, but the defense gave up the run. Missouri has the nation's leading rusher, Hardy. They have the best rushing offense. Now, Hardy's got 557 yards That's after contact.
Yeah.
After
he's got
contact.
730 altogether.
Yeah, 551 yards after being hit. And Alabama has not been a great team so far putting people on the ground. This guy's made people miss him 46 times altogether. So he's a really good running back. The offensive line's done a good job. The quarterback's pretty good. I think Roberts has average 7.5 yards per carry. They got three guys that can tote the ball, no doubt about that, including the quarterback. So Alabama's going to have to be much improved on the defense side of the ball to go into Missouri and then win the ball game. Missouri averages 45 points a game, and I'll get over the schedule in just a second. Alabama's only averaging 36 points a game. Let's go in and break it down a little bit further. Scoring defense. Missouri's only given up 14.6 a game. Alabama's given up 16 points a game. Rushing offense, Missouri's rushing per game, 292 yards a game. That's number one in the SEC. Alabama's averaging 126 yards, 14th in the SEC. Rush defense, Missouri is number one. They just allowed 62 yards per game. Alabama is giving up 155.4 yards per game, 13th in the SEC, giving up rushing attack. Pass defense, Missouri's 9th in the SEC. They're giving up 255 yards per game. Alabama's got to take advantage of that. Alabama is number 2. Let me go back. Passing offense, Missouri's number 9th. They pass for 255 yards per game. Alabama's averaging 325 yards per game, second in the SEC, and up there in the nation also, doing a pretty good job passing the football. Pass defense, that's what I want to talk about, pass defense. Missouri's only allowing, they're number 3 in the SEC in pass defense. They're only allowing 141 yards. Alabama's second in the SEC pass defense. They're only allowing 130 yards. So we shall see how this thing plays out. Alabama ranks 5th in the nation in both passing offense and total offense at 325 yards, whatever it was. Passing defense, 130. I already went over that. I'm not going to go over that again. All right, let's go look at Missouri's schedule. Who have they played to be undefeated? Have they played as tough a schedule as Bama? Have they been tested? Let's look at it. They opened up with, who is UCA?
Central Arkansas.
Central Arkansas, they won that week 1 at home. They beat Kansas. Louisiana, they beat them, not LSU. They beat, that's the Raging Cajuns. They beat the Raging Cajuns. They're not a good football team. Kansas, how are they?
Pretty good.
How's Kansas? That was a big rival game. Yeah. That's a big rival. They got that one, so that's probably the biggest
competitive.
one. They did beat South Carolina at home. They handled them. They just beat UMass. Okay.
And Sellers did play in that game too.
Yeah. So it's going to be a tough
That's their best
game.
win for sure.
No doubt about that. Let's look at Bama. Who's Bama beating? Monroe, Wisconsin. Wisconsin's terrible. They lost to Florida State. They beat Monroe. They beat Wisconsin. Then they had an off week. They beat Georgia. That's their biggest win. They beat Vandy in the revenge game. Now, you got to look at the matchups. Alabama's rushing attack it's improving. It's getting better. They look a lot better running the football. But here's the key to the game, in my opinion. I'll ask Chris Stewart this tomorrow at 8:30. The key to me for Bama, 11 o'clock kickoff on the road, ABC. You got to start fast. They can't play from behind. Vandy almost got up by 14. If he didn't fumble, they're up by 14. Who knows what could have happened? They got to go in there, and they got to score quickly. They've got to protect the quarterback. They've got to take advantage and get big plays in the passing attack. They have got to not settle for field goals. They had 3 field goals in the red zone. They missed 1. They got to complete drives and score touchdowns to beat Missouri. Missouri can run the football. The quarterback can run the football. They can throw the ball pretty good. Their offense is good. And our defense is still not very good. We've come off 2 emotional games, Georgia, Missouri. This is the biggest trap game, I think, on their schedule. Next week, and people think Auburn's the big rival game. Yeah, it is. It's the biggest rival game we have. Tennessee is a huge game for Alabama. So it's set up right for Missouri. Everything's set up nicely for Missouri to pull this upset. To me, if there's a big upset in this win, I won't say it's that big. If Bama goes down this week, it won't shock me one way at all. Look at the history we've had on the road. 11 o'clock kickoff. Jamie asked him yesterday, and I think it made Feinbaum's show again yesterday. She goes, Coach, you know, 2 big emotional wins. This could be trap game, Tennessee. It's not the same thing we just got through talking about.
Right.
And he said, we have learned from our experiences. We've looked at the past. We've learned from those things. We got to be tough. He said all the right things. He gave a long answer. So they've been drilling it into the players' heads. This is an SEC game on the road. We know it's going to be tough. We can't come out and make mistakes. We got
rat poison.
Yeah, we got to get it done. Watch out for this game. Watch out for this one.
I think this is going to be super close, and Alabama better come to play because Missouri at home undefeated. I mean, that running game is really good, and they have a quarterback that's not, you know, the worst in the world. He transferred from Penn State during the playoffs. He can throw, he can run. This is going to be a big test for Alabama if they want to make the playoffs and be where they want to be at the end of the year.
This is a game you have to win. You can't.
Yeah, you can't drop this one.
You can't lose this one.
You beat Georgia.
Because you got Tennessee next week.
Yeah, you beat Georgia, and everybody thought Georgia would win the SEC. You got that one under your belt. You got Missouri, you got Tennessee, you got South Carolina, you got LSU, Oklahoma, Central Illinois, and Auburn. You still got a lot of tough games to play, but you could possibly win out.
Oh, absolutely.
Possibly win out if you keep improving, but the defense has got to get better. They started playing some of these younger guys, and they're doing pretty well.
One thing that concerns me in this game is Missouri's the number 3 rushing attack in the country, and that's something Alabama struggle with.
And we don't do a great job in the secondary coming up and plugging the gaps.
That's something you need the scheme to stop. You know what I'm saying? Take away their best, you know, their easiest way to win, you know, and make them be uncomfortable, make them throw from the pocket.
We're so used to seeing 2 safeties helping with a run, man covers. Now we've gone to 3 deep, and you know, you got 3 deep and 1 safety misses it, it's to the house. But you don't get any help.
A good defensive coordinator is going to change up his defense according to who they're playing. You know, you see a lot of odd man fronts with certain teams that, you know, they'll switch into different defenses just because they're playing a different style of offense. I think Alabama has to do that in this game. They got to force Missouri to beat them throwing the football.
Right.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and talk about the Auburn Tigers. I feel good about Auburn's chance this week against Georgia. Do you think I'm crazy? It's Saturday night in Auburn, Alabama.
They're going to beat somebody. I mean, their defense is good enough to keep them in any game.
It all goes back to quarterback play. It's kind of like the Florida game. Florida had 2 weeks to get ready. Quarterback looked a lot better.
If they can protect him, he's actually okay. But when he's under pressure, he's not very good.
Let's talk about some of our great people, like J. Michael's Restaurant, the best seafood, ice cold beer. Go check it out today. You'll love it. We'll be there at 11 o'clock. The legendary J. Michael's. Oh, my goodness. If you love jewelry, there's only one place to go in this town. Where is that, Wildcat?
830 Highway 77, David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
Amber.
Highway 77 in Lynn Haven. And you can get something designed now and have it ready for Christmas while you're checking out and looking at all the new merchandise.
How many more days to Christmas?
What did I say before?
79. 79 days to Christmas. Hey, if it doesn't look right, feel right, don't put it off. 5 minutes can save your life. He's got offices throughout the Panhandle, Florida. If you listen right now, there's an office near you. That is Dr. John Ward. Listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back. Auburn Tigers.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
The relationship between Drake May and Josh McDaniels and the way in which Mike Vrabel is leading this team and the way that the defense is getting after people. I'm trying to stay calm, but I'm getting very giddy at the fact that this team has a wide open AFC, and maybe it's not for now, but for later, this team is going to be something to reckon with because that quarterback is legit.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 9 miles per hour coming out of the south and temps near 87. Tonight we will have mostly clear skies and be warm at 73. Mostly sunny tomorrow and a high 88. Mostly sunshine Thursday with a temp of 86. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida, Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing. Visit them online at HewittTire.com on Airport Road in Panama City. 850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Better buckle up, Buttercup. There are no participation trophies here, just pure sports. The Coach James Hale Show live from the J. Michaels Studios.
Gen Z snowflakes.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna. War Eagle, baby. Listen to Andy Burcham every Thursday, 8:15, right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. And listen to the Auburn Tigers, Georgia, right here, Saturday night, 7:30, ABC, and on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Let's jump into Auburn update. Auburn game versus Baylor, the rematch. Auburn, I don't know, some people upset about it, but it's all about money. It's all about the money. They have moved the game. Baylor was supposed to come back next year, play Jordan-Hare. The game appears to be moved now to Atlanta, Georgia. The Aflac Kickoff Classic, money. Up to $5 million in NIL opportunities for the Auburn players is one way they're spending this. And they're going to make good money playing over in Atlanta. We all know in the past, Bama's done it, Tennessee, Ole Miss, everybody's done it, it seems like. But Auburn's going to do it next year. They were competing with, I saw online, some people complaining they wanted the game to be played in Jordan-Hare. Actually, in Atlanta's going to be pretty cool. It'll be air-conditioned, a beautiful facility there. I would not mind going to watching that football game. So that game has been switched to Atlanta, Georgia, kick off the football season. The Aflac game classic will be Auburn versus Baylor. Let's see, what do I got? Auburn, Georgia, 6:30 ABC. This is the 130th meeting. Auburn, 0-2 SEC play. Georgia is a 4-point favorite over Auburn by one betting site. Georgia has won 8 straight games against the Auburn Tigers. First game played was all the way back in 1892. I think Glenn was at that game.
He was.
Last win by Auburn over Georgia, 2017. 10th-ranked Auburn beat Georgia 40-17. And I do believe Gus Malzahn was the head football coach. Last year, Georgia, at home, put it on Auburn 31-13. SEC power rankings. Auburn is ranked 12th in the power rankings from Saturdays Down South. So they're the 12th best team in the SEC, according to Saturdays Down South. And I got a lot of respect for them. Auburn's overall record, 3-2, 0-2 in the SEC. Florida just showed everybody how to beat a top 10 team at home. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be electric. They got their light shows lined up, and they got their fireworks ready to go. This is going to be unbelievable atmosphere. Saturday night, 6:30 at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Cannot wait for this football game. I will definitely be watching this one. Again, Florida plays good defense. Florida's quarterback has been an issue. They had 2 weeks to get ready for Texas. Auburn's had 2 weeks to get their quarterback ready for Georgia. Their defense has not been an issue. The problem is Georgia's offense is pretty good. Texas wasn't. That's the big difference there. Georgia has an offense. Texas doesn't seem to have one. But I still think if you're a Georgia Bulldog, you better watch out. This won't shock me a bit if Auburn wins this ball game at all.
No, because I think the defense will keep Auburn in the game. And if Arnold hits just a couple passes, I mean, they got a great wide receiver core. The biggest issue is going to be the offensive line. Have they shored up anything there? They give up 17 sacks in 2 games. That's not all on the offensive line. They got to get Arnold on time. I mean, timing's everything when you talk about an offense that's struggling a little bit and getting it to your wide receivers accurately. You see a lot of overthrows, holding on to the ball too long, and on those kind of developing routes down the field, you got to be on time. You got to, once your back foot hits on that 5th, step, you got to let the ball go or take off, but they got to get better production out of their offensive line if they want to win this game.
Well, if you were Hugh Freeze, and heck, he knows what he's doing. We're not the experts on this
at golf,
as far as you know. But what's wrong with 3-step passing, quick passing games, screens, and play action passes? He's not a drop back passer. Every time he drops back and he holds on the ball way too long, he gets sacked. He doesn't know to run or throw. It's just, and we saw that tape of Hugh Freeze going nuts at practice.
Right.
And now I don't understand why he was going nuts over that.
Right.
Can I make a point? How is this any different than Milroe last year throwing the ball 50 times against Tennessee straight drop back? I mean,
no doubt.
I agree with what you said. To me, there's so many coaches, and I don't have all the answers, but I just watch a lot of football. It's like, what are you doing? That's not what your guys. Milroe was probably the worst example last year. Same thing with this guy. It's like, that's not what he did. Why are you trying to ask him to do something he can't do?
I swear, I think they try to keep those receivers happy. They got players at receivers.
Yes, I agree 1,000,000%.
Yeah. And if he could hit a couple of those plays, Georgia's secondary is giving up big plays in the passing attack. I'm telling you, if Auburn's
whatever Tennessee did, that's what they ought to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he's on, if he's improved in this last 2 weeks, this is going to be a ball game. It's a huge rival game.
I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I feel good about Auburn. Now, what has Georgia done? Saturday Down South, they got Georgia ranked as the 3rd best team in the SEC. Last week, Georgia beat Kentucky 35-14. Their bounce back game. They look good. They look good on both sides of the ball. They play hard. They ran the football, play action pass, threw the ball. They threw the ball quite a bit on first down too last week. That was a get-right game. Every game get back and groove for Auburn. Weird things happen at Jordan-Hare. We all know that. Saturday night game, 6:30, ABC. It's ABC's big ball game. Georgia cannot afford to lose this game. And the reason I say that, they've already lost to Bama. You lose to Auburn if you're Georgia. You got Ole Miss the next week at home. Ole Miss has got a good ball club. They got a good defense. They got a good offense. Then they got Florida in another rivalry game, Mississippi State, Texas, Charlotte, and Georgia Tech. So they don't need to lose another ball game to Auburn, and Kirby knows that. But, really, we're looking at the schedule. We all talked about how tough Texas is going to be. If Texas doesn't fix that situation at quarterback, they don't fix that offensive line, they're going to lose some more games, guys.
No, absolutely, 100%. This is just not a good football team right now. Whatever happened, after that Ohio State game, they just didn't improve. I don't know if it's the lack of confidence in Arch, the offensive line, but that combination right there is not going to win you a lot of football games unless something gets fixed.
And you look at Auburn going forward, it really...
They're very similar.
they got Missouri. We're going to know all we need to know about Missouri Saturday morning. We'll know about them more. Yeah. They can get by Georgia, Missouri at home, at Arkansas. I'm telling you, I think Arkansas is going to be better with the coordinator. What's his name? Petrino. Call him. I think they're going to be better. I really do. He already fired the defensive coordinator, but you still got to have players. Then they got Kentucky. That's a win. At Vandy, their defense can stop the run. They'll be in that ball game.
Yeah.
If they can score.
We're going to find out a lot about Vandy. You look at their next 4 games, there's no cupcakes on there.
Yeah, then Mercer, then Alabama. So this is a huge game for both programs. The winner going forward, I think, is going to be in pretty good shape. And again, don't forget next year's game against Baylor. That has been moved to Atlanta. Listen to Andy Vercham every Thursday, 8:15 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Tomorrow, we're going to switch everything up. Mark McLeod will come on at 8 to 8:30 doing the Florida Gators. Then we'll have the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart, 8:30. Looking forward to that. Make sure you got it here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Let's talk about some of our great people. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, 2 great locations. Newbies. We have 4 great locations. Newbies. Dr. Chad Mitchell. Listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. And Steverson Air Conditioning. I love Jason. They do an incredible job. Anytime, day or night, they're there for you. Steverson Air Conditioning, #1, not even close. Pat Perno. Love Pat. City Commissioner Lynn Haven does a great. Thank God we got him over there in that mess. He is unbelievable. He knows what he's doing. Guy's incredible. His restaurant is second to no one. Customer service, unbelievable. They treat you like family. Smiles on their face.
No traffic. Plenty of parking.
Plenty of TVs
smiles.
everywhere.
He came in
TVs
yesterday
everywhere.
about some stuff, and he's looking good.
He's looking good.
Getting healthy. So good for him.
If you want to have a big party at home, you don't want to go sit there. Hey, Pat, I need 100 wings. I'm going to come pick them about 11 o'clock or whenever. He'll have them ready for you. That's fine. Get it to go. That's okay. He'll make as many wings you want. Have a good party, have a great time, but I encourage you to go watch all the ball games right there.
Don't forget the onion rings.
And also Mosley Dolphins before the game. Get down and have your little pep rally. Go have a pregame meal down there, then head out to Tommy Oliver. We'll be right back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
It feels like you got some teams that are kind of mailing it in. That Ravens loss, even with Lamar Jackson, they're not winning that game. And then you start to look at the numbers that the Ravens have been giving up. 41, 38, 37, 44.
It's the Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design, build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered. Literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course, we always pay top dollar for your old gold and silver jewelry. See, there's a lot more to Tracy's Fine Jewelry than a lot of pretty sparkly things. Come and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Stay out of his lane and stay off his yard.
Believe me, this man is a menace. He's always drinking, starting fights.
The Coach James Hale Show live from the J. Michael Studios.
Don't turn it off!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jim Brandt, Jason Kovaleski, and Wildcat himself. Give us a call, 215-6290. Rob is mad at me. Rob, I apologize.
He said he was going to call back, that he had another call. That's why he hung up.
He probably got busy.
He's not mad.
He's probably got busy. All right, let's talk about this real quick. If you don't mind, I'd like to jump into this. Alabama becomes the betting favorite to win the SEC after beating Vandy 30-14. Alabama, as far as Caesar is concerned, Caesar Sports Bet, Alabama's plus 200 to win the SEC, ahead of Ole Miss, which is now plus 550. Texas A&M's plus 600. Georgia's plus 600. Alabama is now plus 675 on Caesars to win the national championship. Third best bet out there. Number one bet is Ohio State to win the national championship, plus 425. Oregon is second out of the Big Ten to win the national championship. They're plus 550. Again, Alabama's third, which kind of surprises me, at plus 675. I wouldn't touch that. Miami, I thought would be a lot higher than this. Miami's plus 800 to win the national championship. Georgia's next at plus 900. ESPN FPI, Alabama has the third best chance to win it all, 14.3% to make it to the college national championship game. Ohio State's at number one, 24.8% chance to make it to the national championship. and actually tied with Oregon to get to the national championship, 24.8%. We shall see how all this plays off. Alabama make the playoffs. ESPN has Alabama at 70.6 to 79.4% to make it. Ohio State, again, is up there is the number one to do it. Ohio State's, they're good, and we got to give them credit. I think you got Ohio State, Oregon, and Miami right now. And we don't know. This is middle of the season. Some teams are going to get better. I think you're going to see more teams get upset.
I didn't agree with you there.
Everybody's agreeing with that.
Yelling at you.
Thank you.
I do think Ohio State and Miami have separated themselves a little bit from Oregon now that we've seen what Penn State is. I don't think that was some fantastic win or some juggernaut team they beat. I looked at that Oregon game. I was thinking, wow, they struggled a lot through the first three quarters, and they let Penn State back in the game. That was a game they could have lost there in overtime, which I didn't understand the 4th and 2 call in the first overtime not to go, try to stop them. But, I still got a lot of questions about Oregon. I think Miami and Ohio State have answered more questions than Oregon has so far in this season. But I put them just slightly in their own tier right below those two teams right now. Of course, everybody can get better. It's a race. Who's going to be the best team at the end of the year? All these, middle of the season prognostications and polls don't mean jack right now. Who can get better and who's going to peak when the time is right?
Very true.
Does Michigan play Oregon this year?
No.
Wow.
They play USC.
That's why I told them they might be in the playoffs. I mean, I know everybody laughed based on the quality of football they've been playing, but they don't play anybody but Ohio State left on their schedule. That they
got USC this.
Yeah, this is a big game this weekend.
That's a big game.
Meant more if they could win this game, and I think they're a 2.5-point dog on the road. The problem with these teams that are traveling either from East to West Coast 3 time zones or West to East, they're like 2-17 right now. I mean, it's a very hard thing to do.
Are they leaving on Thursdays, I hope, instead of
Ohio State did that against Washington.
I would leave a day earlier than that.
And they figured that out during the Rose Bowl, that they went out there a couple days early to get acclimated to the different time zones, because some of these West Coast teams I feel really bad for. They're playing like at 8 a.m. local time when they go into the East Coast and get an 11 o'clock game, which to me is just the absolute dumbest thing.
It's funny you said that about Michigan. They were listed on these percentages to get into the playoffs. They were down, so I focused in on the top. The Michigan's got, like you said,
this is a huge game for them this weekend. They win this, they could still lose to Ohio State, and of course they've played Ohio State as good as anybody the last 5 years. You can debate why they did, but at the end of the day, they've won the games. You beat a USC, win out, you lose to Ohio State, you're sitting there with at least a top 12 seed, and you're in the playoffs.
You look at it in the Big Ten, you got Indiana, Oregon. You still got to put Penn State in there. They've only lost 2 with Ohio State on the schedule, you can really mark them off. Let's mark them off. So you got Michigan.
They'll play Ohio State as tough as anybody watch.
Michigan. What about Wisconsin?
No.
They only got 1 loss.
Heck no.
Wisconsin doesn't.
No, Illinois.
You're talking about Nebraska.
Illinois.
Illinois got the Buckeyes Saturday. We'll find out.
Yeah. But that would be 2 losses, though.
Yeah, but the way they lost and the way they lose this weekend is going to matter too. But losing 63 to 14 or whatever it was, that's
63 to
10. That's a terrible look for a playoff team.
Okay,
especially when you talk about Indiana. Indiana's a fringe playoff team.
All right, here's what I thought right now, and realistically, still have a shot. Indiana, Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan. And I thought Illinois.
You can throw USC in there just because if they beat Michigan this weekend, they got a lot left on the table with Notre Dame.
Indiana's playing Oregon this Saturday.
Yeah. Indiana, Oregon. That's going to be a big game for both teams. I think if Indiana just goes in there.
Did I mention Indiana? So that's really
yeah.
So you got like 5 teams that has a shot. How many you got in the SEC really have a shot?
Probably 6 or 7.
I don't know.
But they're all right there. They may not be the elite, but they're all like right there in that 8 to 12 range as far as, where they might finish up. I mean, it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight to find out who comes.
See, Ole Miss hadn't lost a game.
Ole Miss. You still
Missouri
got LSU with 1 loss. I mean, you got Alabama. You got Georgia with 1 loss. I mean, you can't completely throw Texas out. They could get hot. I mean, that Florida game looks bad, but, there's just,
Can you still LSU?
Missouri.
Yeah.
LSU. I mean,
so you got. I mean.
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
But they're all going to play each other. It's going to work itself out. There's no doubt about that. But they might be. This could be the year we get a 9-3 team in.
Oh, I think 100% you will. I mean,
they go by strength of
especially
schedule.
in the SEC. There's just
how much time we got?
So many tough schedules and week to week.
All right, I want to get this in. This is CB. I cover this. I like looking at this stuff. I like keeping up with it. This is see how that plays out at the end of the year. This is what they have: the bowls and playoffs. The Rose Bowl, and they're not the number 1 seed. This has changed. The number 1 seed is not Ohio State, but that number 2 seed, Ohio State, in the Rose Bowl. The number 1 seed, Miami, in the Orange Bowl. Number 3 seed, Ole Miss, in the Sugar Bowl. Number 4, Oregon, in the Cotton Bowl. So that's your 4 bye teams. Playoffs teams. Number 5, Texas Tech versus number 12, South Florida. Number 8, Georgia versus number 9, Texas A&M. Number 6, Alabama versus number 11, Georgia Tech. Number 7, Indiana versus number 10, Tennessee. SEC games, bowl games. Mayo Bowl, Mississippi State versus Virginia. Liberty Bowl, Auburn versus Houston. Citrus Bowl, Texas versus Penn State. Quest Bowl, LSU versus Michigan. Music City, Vandy versus Illinois. Texas Bowl, Missouri versus BYU. Gator Bowl, Oklahoma versus Clemson. That means Florida lost some more ball games. They didn't even get a bowl game. That means they went 5-7, according to CBS. We haven't gone over the polls yet. If you haven't heard yet, in the coaches poll, the number 1 team in the country, 5-0, Ohio State. Number 2, Oregon, 5-0. Number 3, Miami, 5-0. Number 4, Ole Miss, 5-0. Number 5, Texas A&M. Let's look at the top 5. Would you have it any different than the coaches right now, the top 5? Would you have Miami at 2 or Oregon at 2?
I personally have Miami at 2. I've seen a little bit more out of them, and that went over Notre Dame.
Especially, I would have had Oregon number 2, but then when Penn State went out there and did that took some shine off that win.
And I think just because Notre Dame started 0-2, that people think that they're just some average, throw-off team. That's a really, really good football team.
Especially on offense.
And they'll hit you, too. I mean, offensively, they're physical. That's a really good win for Miami. I think Miami has the best resume right now. I think Ohio State's the best team, if that makes sense.
Jim, would you have the same 5? Or
I kind of, I'd have the same 5, but I'm kind of like what we're saying. I would have Miami at number 2. The Oregon beating Penn State doesn't look nearly as good as it did a week and a half, 10 days ago, whatever it was. But they're still very good. They're very explosive. They're very motivated. They want to make up for last year. They got embarrassed, at the end of and that's what people remember. They got killed by Ohio State. Well, a lot of people got killed by that.
Right. Yeah.
So I think they got a lot to play for. I think they're going to be right down there at the end, Oregon,
All right, let's go 6 through 10, and the key is being in the top 12. At number 6, Oklahoma. I don't know. I don't know. Their defense is good.
Mateer's good if he's healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be the biggest thing. How healthy is Mateer the rest of the year, and if he can get back and play at the level he was before the injury.
No question.
And they beat Michigan, and they beat Auburn. That's their 2 big wins so far. They're good. Numbers, after Oklahoma got number 7, Indiana. And you watch what they did that one game, 63-10, man. That got my attention. I watched. They got players. I mean, I was surprised. Number 8, Alabama. I'm still waiting on them. They got to keep improving. Number 9, Georgia, and number 10, Texas Tech. They're 5-0. Texas Tech's 5-0. And number 11, LSU, and number 12, Tennessee. What's your take on these 6 through 12? Anything stand out? Anything you would change?
I'm going to go back into the top 5. I'm not a huge believer in Ole Miss. I watched that LSU game. I wasn't super overwhelmed with anything that they did. I thought they struggled on both sides of football. I know they're getting a lot of hype. They're the undefeated SEC
it's a big
team.
rival game now.
No, I know, and I think that they're going to lose 2 or 3 more games coming down the stretch. They got a tough schedule to me, and that's no knock on them. But I just wasn't overly impressed with them. Beyond that, this is all going to work itself out. There's so many teams in that 6 to 12 range games that are so close. And I mean, on any given Saturday, home field advantage is going to matter. Turnovers is going to matter. It's kind of a crapshoot when you get into that, 5 through 14.
I think it comes down what teams can handle a loss. Because you're going to lose games. And remember, he was the first one that said this summer, and you can lose a game and your season's not over.
Right.
Ohio State lost to Michigan, okay, the last game of the season. Dead man walking.
6-5 Michigan.
And they go in and have a team meeting, and they kill everybody, the biggest win streak in college football history. So if you do lose a game, if you lose 2 games, who can keep the team together? Like FSU right now.
Right.
Can he keep them together? Can he keep them motivated? 2 losses, you still can get in.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. So who can handle a loss? Doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Look at Ohio State last year. All right, we'll come back. We'll finish up. I got time to do these or no? All right, go ahead. All right, number 13, Georgia Tech. Number 14, Missouri. We'll know about Missouri this week. 15, Michigan. 16th, Notre Dame at 3-2. Illinois took 5-1 at 17. BYU is undefeated. 19th is Texas, 3-2. 20, Vandy. 21, Iowa State. 22, Penn State, 3-2. And 23 is Arizona State, 4-1. Virginia, 5-1. And Memphis is 6-0 at 25. That's the coaches poll. That's not the AP poll. That's the coaches poll. And we're a long ways out until the playoff poll comes out, right? We got about, 3 or 4 more weeks?
I think 3 weeks, yeah.
3 more weeks before that comes out. We'll get back. We'll go to the AP poll and talk about some more things dealing with college athletics. High school football, there's no place better than a quick meal. They got DoorDash. They got 3 great locations in Panama City Beach, Callaway, and, of course, the big new one down in Port St. Joe. We're talking about Taco Bell. We all love Taco Bell. If you're in Tigerland, you're a tiger shark, you got to get to where? Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
And what do they say? Go Tiger Sharks. Late in Florida. Go check it out. All you people down there before the game, head on down to Taco Bell. After the game, late night, Taco Bell. Lunch, Taco Bell. DoorDash, Taco Bell.
Try their new chicken.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, yeah.
Try anything, Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
I cannot wait. Saturday around 2:30, I'm going to be at that Cajun place, baby. 50-cent wings, $5 pitchers. You cannot, listen to what I said. 50-cent wings. They're unbelievable. People love them. $5 pitchers. One guy can go in there, $10, and eat like a king. You can't beat it, man. Jason, when are we going? What time are we going to be down there Saturday?
2:30.
Sounds good. Get Cajun Place. Go 27-plus TVs. They open up at 10 o'clock. They got brunch. Sunday, they got the North Shore Jazz Band playing for you, your entertainment, then the NFL ticket. If you wear the LSU shirt, they score a touchdown, guess what you get? Free Jello shot. Same thing for the Saints on Sunday. They got that Saints shirt on.
Who knows? You might even get one on Sunday.
You might get one. You never know. You never know. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show.
Then do me a favor. There's a Chinaman running around. He goes by the name of Win One Soon. If you find him, catch him, call me, let me know, and I'll come pick him up, all right? I'm ready to listen to these experts make these picks. And listen, if I wasn't already bald, I would have pulled all my hair out.
Weekday mornings, 7 to 9. At 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Tuesday. Mostly sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 9 miles per hour coming out of the south and temps near 87. Tonight we will have mostly clear skies and be warm at 73. Mostly sunny tomorrow and a high 88. Mostly sunshine Thursday with a temp of 86. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida, Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jason Kovaleski, Jim Brandt, Wildcat himself, all in here on an absolutely beautiful Tuesday in paradise. Colder weather's coming. If you got Stevenson air conditioning, we don't care if it's cold. We don't care if it's hot because we're going to feel just right at home. And they unreal. I mean, that guy's one of the best guys I know. Stevenson air conditioning, number one. College picks last week, Jason, 7 of 12. Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. That's right, 7 of 12. Jim knocked it out of the ballpark. He was 9 of 12. The only person higher than Jim was Jeremy Pridgeon. Jeremy was 11 of 12.
Nice.
I think he had divine help or something.
Yeah. He prays about it. That's unfair.
You know, I see this. I don't know what she did. I got some.
I'll be honest with you, some of the games I missed, like Virginia and Louisville, it's like, I was almost going to take Virginia. I said, nah, I'm going to take Louisville because they're at home. And
all right, Jim, I got to apologize to both of you guys. I'm looking at throw out what I just said. Let's start all over. Thank you. Jim Brandt this week was 8 of 11. 8 of 11. Good job. Good. Jason Kovaleski, 8 of 11.
Yes.
Glenn Manley. Why don't we let him pick? He got 7 of 11. Brian, 7 of 11. Dr. Ward, the worst he's ever done, 6 of 11. Jeremy Pridgeon, 8 of 11. Tommy Santamont, 8 of 11. Kyle Vandergriff, 7 of 11. I had 8 of 11. So congratulations to Jason and
Jim and James.
Yep.
We are the champions again.
And I'll be honest with you, I couldn't be disqualified for this because...
Oh, are you counting the Miami game?
I called... Wildcat, help me out.
No.
I called you back.
Sorry, dog.
We got video evidence.
Yeah,
Get on the radio.
Facebook, YouTube, we got it stored.
Tell the truth. What did I do after the show?
You had your daughter on.
I cannot tell a lie. When you guys were walking out, you were getting ready to walk out the door.
You can't tell a lie.
This has not been verified.
Go ahead. Very well, I might add. Tell him. And he called me. He said, "Hey, before those guys get out, tell them I changed my pick to Miami."
Well, I kept listening to what you said about the offense defense line. I told Jamie, I said, no, I think their offense line, defense line is a difference.
So if we're on The Price is Right and you made a wrong pick, and they come back after the show.
All right. Okay. You know what? If they're going to complain, I'll say I lost.
No, he actually told us. I'm giving you a hard time. I'll give you 8-11.
No.
You did call in. I will verify that because he came in here before we left. So since that was like 2 days before the game.
Jamie's going like, Chase goes, Florida State's going to win this game. They're going to win it. It's at home. They're going to win. And I was listening to y'all, offensive, defensive line, and I started thinking.
And quarterback.
Yeah. And I started thinking, I think Miami's going to get this one. But anyway, whatever. All right, let's go back to the AP poll. We'll finish up today. Number 1 AP poll is Ohio State Buckeyes, and they did what you guys said. Number 2, Miami. Number 3, Oregon. That's kind of what I thought. Number 4, Ole Miss. Number 5, Texas A&M. Number 6, Oklahoma. Number 7, Indiana. 8th's Alabama, 9th's Texas Tech, 10th. I saw Texas Tech. They're not bad.
No, they're actually pretty good.
Yeah,
defense is really good.
Yeah, I think they're going to do well.
They just landed the number 1 defensive tackle in the country for 27.
They got a billionaire in NIL.
They're spending more money than anybody right now.
Number 10, Georgia. Number 11, LSU. 12, Tennessee. Georgia Tech, 13th. Missouri, 14th. Michigan, 15th. Notre Dame, 16th. Illinois, 17th. BYU, 18th. Virginia, 19th. Vandy, 20. Arizona State, 21. Iowa State, 22. Memphis is 23. South Florida is 24. And Florida State stays in the top 25. According to the AP poll, they're 25. Should Florida State still be in there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they played pretty well. I mean, the Alabama win was a good win for them. The Virginia loss, that's the one that really stings right now because they could still be on the inside looking out as far as playoffs. But, the Miami game, they're completely overmatched.
All right, last week games, which one stood? I know what you're going to say, Penn State, UCLA. Any other game that got your attention last week besides UCLA getting a big win?
Not like that. I mean, that was a complete surprise. I thought that was going to be an easy win for Penn State. I really did.
We all lost. I thought you might say this one, too. We all lost. We all picked Louisville. Us three picked Louisville to win the game. It was at Louisville, and Virginia pulls it out 30-27. We knew Virginia was pretty good, though. But I thought Louisville would win that football game. Really disappointed. What about the beatdown by Clemson at North Carolina? You expected that?
I did.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe not by that much, but North Carolina is not very good.
And I don't think Bill Belichick fits college. I mean,
Hey, Bill, take it to the house, man. I mean, you're embarrassing yourself. You don't need it. Just give it a rest.
He was making somebody said $25 million a year in the NFL, and now he's coaching at North Carolina. I would have waited for an NFL job. He's only 20 wins away from being the winnest coach in NFL history.
He's not going to get that chance, in my opinion.
Why? What do they don't like about him? I mean, what if you're in the NFL? He's won more Super Bowls. You wouldn't give him a chance if you were Dallas or somebody?
If I was Dallas, absolutely, because they're a disaster and they got all this talent and supposedly all this money, but nobody's going to go there because Jerry Jones wants to be the GM. And if you gave him total control, he'd probably win. If they gave Jimmy Johnson total control, they probably would have won 5 Super Bowls instead of just 2.
That's true.
But you always got Jerry Jones there, so you can't really say, if you brought this guy in, because they've had good coaches. I mean, they brought in Bill Parcells, they got Mike McCarthy. I mean, these are Hall of Fame type coaches. Outside of like an Andy Reid or something, I just don't see anybody that's a really good fit there. But, he's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. He must have a very abrasive personality, maybe like a Brian Kelly, because, him and the Patriots they hate each other right now. He doesn't want the Patriots on North Carolina's, campus, recruiting his players, scouting them, which is an absolute joke. Like, these are an opportunity for an NFL team to make this guy life-changing money, and you're telling him not to come down there and scout your players, so something's definitely wrong there. Drake May played at North Carolina, and he just won a big game, Sunday night to beat the Buffalo Bills, and they did nothing, said nothing about it. I mean, so whatever happened at New England, obviously other teams are looking at and kind of raising some red flags on if he should be in the NFL.
What are y'all looking forward to this week? What's the big game? Y'all looking forward to the Red River?
A little bit. I want to see if Archie Manning and Sark can get that offense going because, if not, that's going to knock them out of the playoffs. I am interested in Oklahoma if they can continue to build on that. Really interested in this Alabama-Missouri game. I really think this is an extremely tough game for Alabama. Last year we saw it with inconsistency going onto the road to an undefeated team that can run the football, which has been kind of Alabama's bugaboo. And I'm interested to see how Ohio State handles Illinois. That's a true road game. Illinois has beat USC. I know they look crazy against Indiana, but can Ohio State continue that momentum and continue to throttle their opponents and look like the team that we all think they can be?
Well, the last one is the one that I always start with Ohio State. That's who I always want to watch first. I think they're going to do very well. And I want to be fair. I mean, this is a long season. Could Ohio State lose to somebody? Yes, absolutely they could. But to beat them, you got to have it together on offense and defense. You can't go in there and walk out and beat them. Because I'm telling you, the best thing that Brian Day has ever done as a coach at Ohio State was to hire Matt Patricia as his defensive coordinator. They're on another time zone from everybody.
And he got criticized extremely.
They're on another level.
I'm also interested in USC Michigan. The winner of that game has an interest in
Real quick,
Yeah.
where are you located, Jason's store?
23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village next to Black Sheep Armory Taziki's, and in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
You can't fix stupid, but you can divorce it.
The new Sports Blitz. Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming.
And on behalf of